The 12,000-piece puzzle problem. In a small town called Ponyville, there was a library. In the library, there was a small room with only one light in the middle of the ceiling. And in that room sat a unicorn called Twilight Sparkle. "Almost there," Twilight said, picking up the next piece of the jigsaw, and placed it in straight away. Suddenly there came a knock at the door. Slightly annoyed, Twilight went to answer it. "Hiya, Twi! Do you want to come a-swimming with me at the pond?" Rainbow Dash, one of her closest friends, asked, flapping her wings outside the library door. "Not today, Rainbow," Twilight said. "I'm getting round to finishing the puzzle Pinkie gave me, and that's my top priority at the moment." And with that, Twilight closed the front door and went back to her puzzle room. Named this after the first few weeks after Twilight had started doing the puzzle. After a few minutes of silence and a long time figuring out what goes where, Twilight had finally put Cloudsdale in its place. After a few seconds of silent glee, another knock came to the front door. Hello, Twilight," Fluttershy, the most timid of her 6 friends, said. I was wondering, that is, if you're not doing anything already, and it's not too much trouble, would you like to join me and my animal friends on a picnic?" And she pointed to a picnic basket on her back. Although Fluttershy was a Pegasus, she liked walking better. "Oh, wow," Twilight said, not sure how to say no to Fluttershy. "I'd like to, Fluttershy, but I'm busy working on something. I'm so sorry if I doubted you." "Oh, that's okay, Twilight," Fluttershy said, neither sad or looking disappointed. "Sorry for bothering you." And with that she turned to leave, letting Twilight shut the door. Twilight was nearly back in the room when yet another knock came. "Why is it the day I want to be alone is the day everyone wants me to be with them?" Twilight asked herself, taking a deep breath before answering the door. "Yes. Howdy there, Twilight," Applejack, the co-runner of the farm Sweet Apple Acres, said, tipping her hat in greeting. "Just inviting you to the square dance and hoedown we're having up at the farm." "Sorry it's last minute, but you've not been around lately." "I've been busy working on something, Applejack," Twilight said, trying to keep her patience, "and I'm just getting round to finishing it. So if you would please excuse me." And with that she shut the door in her friend's face and went back to her puzzle room. It was now around 2:15 in the afternoon. Now Twilight had Cloudsdale, Canterlot, Philadelphia, Last Pegasus, the Frozen North, the Crystal Mountains and the Crystal Empire, Appaloosa, Niagara Falls, the Badlands, and the Compass and the Railway, all done and in place. As Twilight was putting in the dessert to the San Palomino Desert into the pitcher, someone else came knocking at her door. "Ah!" Twilight screamed as she carefully put the piece down, got up and stomped to her door. "Yes!" she said, taking deep breaths. "Hey, Twilight!" A very excited, basket on her head, Pinkie said. Some pony news come to town, and I've invited every pony over to Sugar Cube Corner to welcome them," she said, surprisingly using her mane to fish out one of the invitations and handed it to her. "You coming?" Twilight looked down at the invitation. "You are invited to a Pinky Welcome to Ponyville party to welcome the town's new friend. Place, Sugar Cube Corner. Time, this afternoon at 4 o'clock. Length of party, 2 hours. RSVP, Pinkie Pie." At the bottom of the invitation there was a picture of a smiling, winking Pinkie Pie. Twilight looked back to talk to the real Pinkie to see she was gone. Sighing, Twilight went back in, having the idea to change the "open" sign on the door to "closed," and went back to her puzzle room. Step by step, piece by piece, by the ticking of the clock on the wall, Twilight was closing in to finishing the puzzle. She had now added Manhattan and Galloping Gorge and the Everfree Forest to it. Suddenly Spike came into the puzzle room and saw how far Twilight had got with the jigsaw. "Well, Twilight, you're really coming on with that." "Oh, be quiet, Spike, I'm trying to concentrate," Twilight snapped, waving her hoof to the door, telling the dragon to shut up. Because he was having one of his 7-hour bubble baths, Spike didn't know all the problems Twilight was having over her friends to finish the puzzle. Shrugging off the anger and words Twilight had just given him, Spike went to the kitchen to make her some herbal tea to help her calm down a bit. As the kettle was boiling, another knock came to the door. "Ah! Spike, go see who it is and send them away, please," Twilight cried from the puzzle room. Spike did what he was asked and went to the door, seeing Rarity on the other side. "Hello, Spike. Is Twilight in? It's just I've gotten some new orders in that need sorting, and I'd like her help." "Spike! Did you send them away yet?" Twilight's voice came from behind him. Yes, Twilight," Spike answered back, then turning to Rarity said, "Today's not really a good day for her, Rarity. She's coming round to finishing the puzzle Pinkie gave her and seems to be a bit tensed." "Yes, I understand," Rarity said, rubbing her chin. "Oh well, better go see if Cheerilee can help, what with her and the school teacher experience. Goodbye, Spike," she said, walking away. Spike returned to the kitchen, made the tea, and went back to the room. Seeing Spike, Twilight put down the piece she was holding in her magic and took the tea. "Thanks, Spike. You always know how to calm me down," she said, taking a sip of the cup. "I see you're nearly done, Twilight," Spike said, being careful not to move anything or make a bit fall on the floor. "Yeah," Twilight said, nodding, taking a break from drinking and looking at the puzzle. "You want to help?" With that, Spike went about handing Twilight the pieces, and she put them in their place, until finally, "And that's the last one, Twilight," Spike said, smiling that he had helped his friend out. You might want to check again, Spike," Twilight said, and sounding annoyed. "What do you mean? I can count, and I can see that there aren't any pieces." "Oh," Spike said, seeing the piece that had Ponyville on it was missing. "So, where is it, Spike?" Twilight said, the tip of her mane and tail starting to turn red. Spike looked all over the room, on the table, under the table, on the floor, everywhere. When he couldn't find it, he went back to the box and turned it over. Twilight, have you seen the underside of the box before?" Spike asked after coming back from putting his Twilight Tantrum safety suit on. "And why would I want to do that, Spike?" she asked, taking it. On the bottom of the box there was a smiling, thumbs up, winking Draconicus. "This product was made by your friendly neighborhood Discord. Hope you liked it." Before Spike could even ask if Twilight was alright, she got up, went outside to the front door, and "Discord!" she cried, her mane and tail turning into flames, her eyes burning red, screaming to the sky. In his own dimension, where he lived when he wasn't visiting Fluttershy or causing havoc over other dimensions, Discord, the Lord of Chaos and Disharmony, was on his back laughing the loudest he had ever laughed, just enjoying the moment. "That's the best reaction yet," he said, wiping a tear of joy from his eye. Suddenly an alarm clock went off somewhere. "Celestia's nearly finished! Celestia's nearly finished!" the bird said before going back inside the clock. "Oh, goody!" Discord said, somehow now in a row of cinema seats, wearing 3D glasses and holding up a box of popcorn in his lion's paw. "I'm going to need more popcorn," he said, flipping the channel to see Celestia only 10 pieces away from finishing her puzzle.